Hey there, how you doing? So I wanted to do a quick presentation about being a millionaire. Social media, lots of people out there want to kind of be a millionaire. It's kind of that number that we all just say. Um, but I don't know, I don't really know if you all really want to be millionaires, right? I think being a millionaire is hard. I think it takes time, it takes commitment. I've heard it said so often that I want to be a millionaire that I thought I would just take a quick second, put together a presentation with 10 things that you got to be ready for, right? If you really want to be a millionaire, I'm here to tell you it's hard. I'm here to tell you it takes some sacrifice, and some of you won't do it. And frankly, that's totally okay, right? If you don't want to do the work, it's totally okay. You can keep living the 40-40 life, right? Working 40 hours for 40 years. It's totally okay, right? What I'm about to go through in this quick presentation, I don't know. I guess I want it to be reality. I don't want you to think it's easy as all these social media people kind of paint. Uh, we rode this journey. I wrote about it in my book, One Rental at a Time. We did it. It took, as you'll see, it took time. It was hard. There were lots of times we could have jumped off the path and just destroyed everything we had done. But in the end, it is absolutely possible. Being a millionaire is possible. So let's just jump in. Um, I want you to do it if you're willing to, but let's take a look at what I have created. So again, you want to be a millionaire. Are you sure? I'm going to go through 10 points pretty quickly, kind of talk about how I encountered them, what it meant to us, and just make sure you are ready for the challenge. Because if you're ready for the challenge, you can do it, and it's awesome. First and foremost, it takes sacrifice. It takes sacrifice. And most people hate the word sacrifice. They don't want to sacrifice. Sacrifice to them means something negative or bad. But if you want to be a millionaire, you are going to have to sacrifice. Some of you are going to have to sacrifice a lot. All of you will have to sacrifice for a long time, right? We sacrificed for 15 years, right? Living below our means, and many times living way below our means, to encounter financial freedom. And as you'll see in the next 9 slides, it's hard. Not only do you need to sacrifice, you need to be consistent. You need to do this for a long term. I want you to think decades. I want you to think 10 years. Are you willing to sacrifice consumption, spending for 10 years? No new cars, no new this, no new that. You are going to take care of your needs without question, but you are going to table your wants in delayed gratification. Again, being a millionaire is hard, but if you want to do it, if you can do it for 10 years, you can sacrifice, you can absolutely get there. Here's the reality, and I did not know this going in. You will have many, many ups and downs. I call them emotional ups and downs. I talk about one time that I remember pretty vividly. We were coming back from yet another housewarming party. You see, our friends and family were upgrading their houses, right? They were, as their incomes rose and their families expanded, they were buying bigger and nicer houses. And we never did. We stayed in the same small, cramped condo that we bought way back in the 90s. We could have upgraded multiple times and we didn't. It's hard. I remember being emotional. I remember looking at my wife going, oh my God, what are we doing? Is this the right thing? I don't know if this is going to work. You'll have emotional moments, right? You will see a friend driving a brand new whip, brand new car. You'll see Facebook posts about these great family trips people are taking, and you're doing a staycation, right, in your backyard or whatever it is. You're not upgrading your home. You're staying as a tenant, whatever it is. It's going to suck. You are going to have many, many dark moments. Be ready for them. Have somebody that you trust that can pull you out of it. In my case, it was obviously Olivia who pulled us out. We were very lucky that when I was down, she was up, and when she was down, I was up. So we could complement each other and get through the the bad emotional moments. Another one, right? If you are in an environment where your friends and family are just spending money like water and going into credit card debt or whatever it is, you're going to be the oddball. You are going to be different. You're going to be put in situations where you're the oddball, right? I call them anchors. These people around you don't understand your goals and the sacrifices that you're making. They're going to do anything from make fun of you to make snide comments and probably talk behind your back. I wish it wasn't so, but it is. I can tell you many, many, many friends and some family members were talking bad about us, sometimes to our face and many times behind our back about, I can't believe they're doing, why aren't they doing this? Why are they doing that? That's so risky, blah, blah, blah. If it happened to us, it's going to happen to you. You're going to feel horrible at multiple points in this journey, right? You'll be, year 7 of the 10-year journey I talked about earlier. And you're going to have a little bit of success behind your back. And you're going to think about, do I take this and go buy a brand new car? Or do I do that one-time vacation? And you can't, because you've just started to build momentum. And if you take that little bit, your momentum will stop. And you're going to have to start over. And once you get momentum going in this millionaire race, you can't stop it because it is so hard to get going. Right? We had chances when we were doing 1031 exchanges and cash out refis. We could have taken money in profit or earnings or whatever you want to call it, and we could have spent 10 grand easily on something else. But that would have stopped momentum. It would have frozen us, and it would have been so hard to start. Because then you'd be just create excuses. Well, if I did it once, let's do it again. And you can't. Once you start the sacrifice, you got to go all in until you get to the finish line. Again, multiple things are going to appear on this journey, right? You're going to be, the first couple of years, it's going to be hard, going to start. Then something will come up. There'll be a Black Friday sale on the trip of a lifetime. 2 for 1. And you're going to tell yourself, wow, wait, we just did this or we just did that. It's a 2 for 1. Heck, let's do it. No, you're on a 10-year journey. You can't. If you do that, you're going to stop momentum. These little things that will appear and distract you and slow you down are a test. It's a test. Are you committed? Do you really want it? Or are you just fooling yourself? Man, those first 5 years looking back, I didn't know what was going on. It felt like nothing was happening. It's very frustrating, right? We'd bought a couple of houses, a couple of rentals. Didn't know what was going on. Wasn't really cash flowing, right? Couple of $100, nothing, meant nothing. But you got to start momentum. And it's hard for a reason. If it was easy, everybody would do it. Just know going into this, the first 5 years, it's going to feel like you haven't moved. And then after that, momentum starts going and picking up and moving forward. First, plan for the first 5 years to feel like zero progress, but it's so worth it. Again, it's a test. Some of you will need to go get a second job or up a side hustle, right? Because you actually need more income. Right? That's okay. There's weekends, there's evenings. What do you need to do? Throughout my lifetime, I have had more than one job multiple times. And that's just what you got to do. If you are going to get in the game and you want to get there and income's the problem, nothing wrong with getting a second job or creating a side hustle that can add income that you save 100%. Just realize if you get the second job or you have the side hustle, the whole goal is to save 100% of that income, right? So you can invest it later. Here's the deal. I believe that you can save your way to $1 million, but you got to do it for 40 years. right? This could be a 401k. This could be a savings account, the whole pay yourself first mentality. You can get there, but it's going to take 40 years. And I don't know about you, I'm willing to commit a decade, but I'm not willing to commit 4 decades. I'm not, by the time I get there, I'll be whatever I am. And some of us will be dead in 40 years. So there has to be a better way. For me, it's this formula. You need to earn, right? Earn, whether that's first, your main job or getting a second job. You need to save. This is where most of us fail. You better get good at your needs and wants. You then need to invest because, again, I'm not willing to spend 40 years to get to $1 million. And then you need to repeat. And you need to be able to do this for a decade. So at the end of the day, if you want to read about somebody who made this journey, I did self-publish a book, One Rental at a Time. You can go get it on Amazon. Just type in my name there, Michael Zuber, or the title, One Rental at a Time. I'm honored to say that Forbes Real Estate Council picked this book, One Rental at a Time, as one of the 15 essential books to read before starting real estate. It was actually book number 3. Honored to be on that list with things like Rich Dad, Poor Dad, How to Win Friends and Influence People, books that I've read on our journey. To be in that kind of company says a lot. To have 80 some odd 5-star reviews from people who have read it and seen is awesome. This is not some best written book, right? I am not an author I was never good in English class, but it is absolutely our journey. It's how we bought one rental at a time and over 15 years achieved financial independence. So if you want to just believe it's possible, spend the $15 or get it on Kindle for 10. And you too can just see that it's possible. It is absolutely, without question, possible. But as I've said, it's hard. You got to think in decades. So at the end, hopefully that made sense. I think being a millionaire is absolutely a great goal. I do think that there's too many people talking about it and almost making it seem too easy. So I thought I would just put it out there. There are 10. If you know these 10 things going in, and you're okay with them, you can do it. And I have faith in you. Have a great day. Take care and have fun.